Hey guys, today we're going to be unboxing Charlie Chuck's Food Fight, the 1/6 scale arcade replica from Replicade Amusements and New Wave Toys. I love these machines because of the attention to detail. I used to manage an arcade, so I really appreciate that these cabinets look the way they're supposed to. There's the proper T-molding, the proper coin doors, everything lines up with the original cabinets. And it is very important also with Food Fight because that has a very unique cabinet shape. And another thing I really love about these is they are packaged really well. We have the shipping box, then we have the inner box, and then we have the retail box. So there's 3 boxes protecting this thing. And then inside the retail box, of course, there's lots of foam. It's packaged really, really well. All right, so here is the box. And as you can see, lists all of the features on the back here. Looks and plays like the original Atari Food Fight arcade game. I wouldn't expect anything less from Replicade Amusements, New Wave Toys. Of course, we've got some art inside here. And yes, packaged very nicely. Oh, cool. All right, so, oh my goodness. So it always includes little extras like coins and stuff like that, but this actually has some really interesting stuff with it. So we do have the coins, and then we also have some wads of gum that you can stick on the machines. So I have other machines back there too. I suppose I could do that with those, but that's a really interesting thing. I don't know if I'll do that, but it is kind of cool. And then it also has a different topper for the joystick. It's like a banana topper, but it does say that it's just for display only and not recommended for gameplay. And I suppose it's true because you'd really be able to put a lot of leverage on something like that, and it might break something. So I can understand why you wouldn't play with it, but it is interesting. And then of course we have the operator's manual. This is meant to look kind of like the official operator's manual, but inside it's actually just got information about this machine itself. All right, let's get this machine out. Okay, here's our charge cable. So it's still using micro USB, it looks like. Oh wow, this looks so nice. This is the pre-order edition, which is different from the non-pre-order edition in that it comes with a yellow T-molding, which I think looks really nice. Normally the game originally from Atari came with black T-molding, and that's what the standard version is, also has the black T-molding. But this limited pre-order edition has the yellow T-molding, and then also Charlie Chuck on the side here has a striped shirt instead of just a plain red shirt. But yeah, this looks really nice. I love this. And this is what I mean by a unique cabinet design. It's got this, you know, this cut of this cabinet is unique to this game. And you can always tell when someone does a conversion on like the full-size arcade cabinet, you can see this shape. And if it's like something like an Altered Beast or something like that, and it's got this shape, you know that they converted a Food Fight. And there was only like 1,900 of those, around 1,900 of those made, the original arcade machine. And so it is always sad to see them converted, but that's what happens when you work at an arcade. You know, once a machine stops making money, you got to convert it. You know, it's all about the money, not so much preservation at the time. And we got a little lock on the back here too. So this has 2 USB ports, so you can plug in a controller like a Xbox or PlayStation controller or something. And then you got your charge port, and then HDMI out if you want to play it on a bigger screen. And the cool thing is this thing does have a rechargeable battery in it, so you can actually use this as like sort of a portable game system, I suppose. You could hook it up to a TV and bring a controller and play it, or you can just bring it with you and play it as is. So these are really cool. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And that side art is popping. This is such a colorful machine. I love it. We got the vent on top for the monitor vent on top. Oh, I forgot about this. They have this lens on the screen now to make it look like an actual CRT. Kind of warps or distorts the image. Yeah, that is so cool. And then the control panel, we've got the classic Atari 1 and 2 player buttons, you know, the cone buttons. You got your throw buttons, and then of course the joystick on this game was actually analog in the arcade, and so of course it's analog here. Feels the same. Doesn't have the clicky micro switches or leaf switches. It actually uses potentiometers, so just like a regular analog stick would. It's got a high voltage sticker on the back. I just love the attention to details on these things too, and the coin doors will be just like the original arcade. So some of the other Replicade machines I have back here have different coin doors on them, and that's just because the actual arcade machines had those specific coin doors on them. So yeah, these open up too, so you can store stuff in there. I usually like to put my I usually use the bottom storage. So this is where this is the coin door, and this is the service door. But this is where I usually store like my little extras, like the extra feet and the coins if I'm not using them. I usually just put them down here. And I guess this one comes with the little gum wads. You can stick it underneath the control panel or something. I mean, go ahead and close those up in there. But yeah, so you press on the first one to insert a coin, and then the second button over here is to go into the service menu. So you can adjust the settings. Like you can actually turn scan lines on. It looks interesting with the scan lines on, but I found that it's the scan lines end up being a little bit too big for this size monitor. So I didn't really like the look of it too much, but that's the difference right there. You can see the difference, what it looks like. But other things you have in here is you can turn on and off the marquee light. I actually love that these marquee lights actually light up too. It's really cool. And then you can also change the backlight brightness, and then you got P1, P2 switch, which is basically to switch, if you have an external controller plugged in, to switch that from being player 2 default to being player 1. So if you want to, just play, by yourself or whatever, and you want to use the external controller, then that's what you use that for. But yeah, what I love about these machines are just the attention to detail. The fact that they built the cabinet out of wood, the coin doors are metal. It's not plastic. It's got the T-molding, the light up marquee, even a lock on the back. So this banana top joystick, as we saw, it's not intended to be played with this on it, but the reason it's here, it's for display purposes only, but the reason it's here is because this is a replica of the banana top joystick that the developer, Jonathan Hurd, used during field testing. All right, so basically the goal of this game is to avoid the chefs. They will throw food at you or try to capture you, and your goal is to eat the ice cream before it melts. And you can also pick up food and throw it back at the chefs. Once you eat the ice cream, then you're on to the next level, and it gets harder and harder. There's apparently 120 levels to get through, but I've heard that it gets to a point where it's just impossible before you can even get to level 120. Anyway, this has been the pre-order edition of Charlie Chuck's Food Fight from New Wave Toys. They've got lots of other really cool machines, like they've got a Coca-Cola machine that actually will cool like a single can of Coke in it. That's, to the scale of these. They have coming soon a Zoltar fortune-telling machine, so I'm curious to find out more about that. But yeah, it's awesome. We got the change machines. You guys have probably seen those before. I've unboxed those. Those act as power banks and can power these machines, or charge them, I guess, because these all have batteries in them. But anyway, that is going to do it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you later.